Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to revise electric current through conductors. We know that liquid always flows from higher level to lower level. Heat always flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. Similarly, electric charges flows from higher potential to lower potential. And this rate of flow of electric charges with respect to time is called electric current. Rate of flow of electric charges with respect to time is called electric current. Therefore, electric current is given by the formula I is equal to dq by dt. Means rate of flow of electric charges with respect to time. From this, we can say that the unit of current is equal to unit of charge divided by unit of time. We know that unit of charge is coulomb and unit of time is second. Therefore, unit of electric current becomes coulomb divided by second, means coulomb per second. And this coulomb per second is known as ampere. It is denoted by capital A. Therefore, 1 ampere is equal to, we can write 1 coulomb divided by 1 second. In case of electrolyte, both positively and negatively charged particles takes in the part of conduction, takes part in the process of conduction. But in case of conductors, means metals, only electrons are responsible for the conduction. In case of conductors, free electrons are responsible for the conduction. But in case of electrolyte, both positively and negatively charged particles are responsible for the conduction. Now we are going to understand what is meant by drift velocity. What is meant by drift velocity? Consider a piece of metal. We know that metal consists of large number of free electrons, and these free electrons are in random motion, means they are moved in different directions with different velocities at room temperature also. We know that, say room temperature is say 27 degrees Celsius, means 27 plus 273, it is near equal to 300 degree Kelvin. At this 300 degree Kelvin, it has energy. This energy, it is known as the thermal energy. Due to this thermal energy, they are able to move in all possible directions with all possible velocities. But if we touch the conductor, we do not feel the current flowing through it, because there is no net electric current through this conductor, because direction of electrons are different. But when we apply the potential difference across such type of conductors, electric charges, means negatively charged electrons, move opposite direction of the electric field. Say this is the direction of electric field, E, in the right direction, and we know that negative charges are always flow in the opposite direction. We know that force acting on any charged particle which is placed in electric field is given by the formula F is equal to Q into E, where E is the electric field and Q is the magnitude of charge. But in this case, charge means electron, negatively charged, and charge on the electron is denoted by E, and its sign is negative because electron is negatively charged particle. Therefore, force acting on an electron is given by minus E into capital E, where capital E is the electric field. Again, we know that according to the Newton's second law, force is equal to ma. Therefore, A is equal to F divided by m. Therefore, A is equal to minus EE divided by m. This is the acceleration of the electron in left direction. Again, we know that from the first kinematical equation, V is equal to U plus AT. This is the, we can write this relation in vector form. Vector V is equal to vector U plus vector A into T. Let us consider Vi be the velocity of ith number of electrons, Ui be the initial velocity of the ith number of electrons, minus E into E divided by m into T1. T1, it is the time. T1, it is the time between the two successive collisions. We know that V is equal to U plus AT. This is the first kinematical equation, and from this first kinematical equation we can write Vi is equal to Ui plus minus E divided by m plus Ti. Now let us consider a first electron. We can write the velocity of the first electron is V1 is equal to U1 plus minus E divided by m into T1. For second electron, we can write V1 is equal to U1 plus minus EEm divided into T2, and so on. We can write up to n. And the average velocity is known as the drift velocity. It is given by Vd is equal to Vi average. Therefore, Vd is equal to, the value of Vi is Ui average minus EE divided by m into Ti average. We know that Ui average is equal to 0 because sum of all initial velocities, vector sum of all initial velocities is equal to 0, because the direction of velocity of the electrons is different for different electrons, and therefore their vector sum is equal to 0. And Ti average is denoted by tau. Therefore, we can write Vd is equal to 0 minus EE divided by m into tau. Therefore, Vd is equal to minus EE divided by m into tau. The negative sign indicates that the direction of drift velocity is opposite to that of the direction of intensity of electric field. Let L be the length of the conductor, Vd be the drift speed, and A is the area of cross section, N be the number of electrons per unit volume. Total charge is given by Q is equal to Na Le into E, because N is the number of electrons per unit volume. Therefore, total number of electrons in a volume A into L. A is the area of cross section, L is the length. Total number of electrons N A into L. Therefore, total charge is given by Q is equal to N A L E, where N is the number of electrons per unit volume, A is the area of cross section, L is the length of the conductor, E is the charge on the electron, and T, time, is given by L divided by Vd. We know that time is equal to distance divided by velocity, Vd. But I is equal to Q divided by T. Therefore, we can write I is equal to NALE divided by L into Vd. LL will get cancelled. I is equal to NAVD into E. Therefore, Vd is equal to I divided by NAE, or Vd is equal to J divided by NA, because J is the current density. Current density means I divided by A is called current density. These are the expressions for drift velocity or drift speed. Thank you.